Hello guys and welcome to my everything you need to know about Makoa guide. Makoa is a tank with 4500 health points. Now to his abilities. His main attack is a salvage chip cannon that fires one cannonball every second that deals 650 damage. It has a magazine size of 4 and is effective at short to medium range. With his second ability, Dredge Anchor, he hurls his anchor and throws it. If it hits an enemy it deals 100 damage and pulls the enemy towards Makoa. The cooldown of this ability is 11 seconds. Shell Spin, the third ability allows Makoa to quickly spin forward and knocking enemies in its path back. This ability has a 12-second cooldown. With his fourth ability Makoa crawls on all fours projecting a 6000 health shield around him. After 4 seconds, or when it gets destroyed, Shell Shield goes on a 16-second cooldown. While Shell Shield is active Makoa can't use abilities. However, you can cancel your Shell Shield, which is only recommended in certain situations. And one really helpful tip, you can Shell Spin while using Shell Shield. And finally his ultimate ability, Ancient Rage. Makoa puts down his cannon and now attacks with his anchor. Every melee strike deals 650 damage. Additionally, his health is increased by 5000. This ability lasts 8 seconds. Now let's move on to the talents. His first talent is called Pluck. The first shot, after hitting an enemy with Dredge Anchor, deals 65% increased damage. That means after hooking someone you get a nearly guaranteed 1072 damage on the enemy. This can be very powerful, but in a good coordinated team the enemy will die either way very quickly. The second talent, Half Shell, augments his Shell Shield. Shell Shield is no longer channeled, it is instead placed on the ground and lasts 2 seconds longer. This augment is also pretty good because you can now shoot while still being shielded, but you can no longer relocate the shield. Davy Jones' Locker is his third talent. If your victim dies within 4 seconds of being hooked, the cooldown of Dredge Anchor is reset. In coordinated teams this talent can be very powerful and you can hook one person after another, but in normal games you can't always kill your victim within 4 seconds. The fourth augment, Leviathan, simply increases your maximum health by 1200 and you gain crowd control immunity during Ancient Rage, your ultimate. In Ancient Rage you can still be stunned or slowed, so this is a good counter against champions with a lot of CC, for example Bomb King or Nara. I don't really have a favorite talent here, all of them are strong, depending on the matchup and what suits your playstyle. Now to my loadouts. The first one is my standard loadout. I'm using Strong Arm on level 5 to get my hook more often. Tridal Grace to have some self-heal when my shield is up, and Ebb and Flow to escape out of fights. When hooking someone without ammunition you can't get a free hit, so I have Salvage at level 1. And finally Surf just to fill up the last slot. On this loadout I would go with Plucker Leviathan. My second loadout is against crowd control. Simply replace Tidal Grace with Determination. That gives me a 56% reduction to crowd control, for example stuns or slows. With this card I don't have to waste my credits to buy Resilience. For this loadout I use Plucker Leviathan. My third loadout is based around Half Shell. Barrier Reef gives me my shield way more often, and you should definitely use this because a 16-second cooldown is not that reliable. I use Ancient Resolve on level 3 for a bit more duration on the shield. I use Tidal Grace again for a bit self-healing. For this loadout obviously use Half Shell. And now finally I have a loadout that is a mixture of my Half Shell and the CC1. Determination level 3, Barrier Reef level 5, Ebb and Flow level 4 and Strong Arm on level 2. I use Half Shell for this loadout. You can always change or adjust the loadout to your own likings. Now to the items. At first I recommend you to buy a red item. Usually it is Cauterize. But if no one of your team can run Wrecker and your team needs To take down a shield, Makoa can also go with Wrecker. The second item would be blue or green. Rejuvenate is really good because it can counter one full level of Cauterize. For the blue items, just buy Haven or Blast Shield, depending on what damages you the most. And if you still have credits to spend, you can buy Morale Boost because your ultimate is very strong. You can also buy Chronos, so you get to use your abilities more often. Lastly, a few tips to play Makoa right. You can still die in your ultimate, especially a Drogas can one-hit you with his ult. An enemy can walk in your shield and kill you while you are crawling on the ground. You should cancel your shield then. You can hook Terminus through his siphon and Androxus through his reversal. You can hook Vivian under her shield, just aim at her feet. You should always hook squishies from the backline, for example a support or damage. When hooking someone near a ledge, you can turn around dropping the enemy of the map.
Got him!
That was it for the video, guys. Leave a like and subscribe if you want. Bye.